What's up guys, my name is Gabriel and welcome back to the third episode of the Beginner's Guide to Airsoft series, where I'll be talking about my own personal loadout and why I have the equipment that I chose. Why I chose the equipment that I have. Why? You get the point. So before I get started with this video, I want to just make a little segment, a little tiny separation. For those of you who are new, I started this channel over 2 months ago, maybe 3, and 2 months after I started, I hit my first 100 subscribers, which I was blown away. I was super excited, and I made the 100 subscriber giveaway. And in the following 2 weeks after that, I gained 94 subscribers, which means that I've gained almost the same amount of subscribers that I did in 2 months in 2 weeks, which is a quarter of the time. I just want to say thank you so much for all of you that subscribed. Thank you so much for all of you that shared my videos. I really appreciate it. I love that this community is growing, and I'm super excited to see what it has in the future. So if you like the videos, make sure to subscribe, make sure to like them, comment down below, tell me what you want to see. So I just wanted to say that, thank you very much, and let's get into the video. So equipment is one of the biggest topics in the airsoft community, and it's one of those things that, depending on your stance and what you're looking to get out of airsoft, it's either supremely important or completely neglectful. So today I'm going to be talking about my own personal loadout, all of my equipment, and maybe it can help you guys understand a little bit better why players carry the things that they carry, and maybe it'll help you choose what equipment you want to get in the future. So I want you guys to tell me, what is the piece of equipment that you guys want the most? Do you want a vest? Do you want a belt? Do you want a helmet? Like, what is it that you're looking forward to the most on getting in the future? And leave it down in the comments below. Alright, so I'm going to start by the bottom up, and I'm starting off by my combat boots. So these are some very standard issue, just military combat boots. Footwear isn't something that a lot of people think of, but it's actually very important to make sure that you don't twist your ankle. A lot of people actually play with regular sneakers, just like running shoes or something, and in some cases that's okay, but especially in like outdoor fields, abandoned places, there's so much rubble on the ground and spare BBs and stuff that it's very easy for you to just roll your ankle, and nobody wants that. It's not a good time. So a good set of boots is actually really helpful. So next up, I'm moving to the pants, but actually I'm gonna take this as a uniform set since I got both of them together, and that is your actual attire. So in my case, the uniform that I'm wearing right now is the one that I use for most of my games, and it is a digital camo ACU. This is a regular standard issue military uniform, but I also have a black multicam look, which is super good for like indoors, completely blackout look. Now this said, camo is not completely necessary. If you're just playing to have fun, if you're just starting off, some jeans, a hoodie, and just like some good layers to protect your skin, that's all you need. But eventually, if you're going to be playing more and more often, it is a good idea to invest in some clothes. And even if you're not going to get a uniform, you should have a separate set of clothes for airsoft, because you don't want to be ruining nice clothes, your everyday clothes, while playing. And you know, you just work up on it little by little. So moving on from the pants, we're going to my hips, where we'll see our first piece of actual equipment per se, and that is my belt. Absolutely love this belt. This is a dual layered belt, double inner outer belt. I don't know what they're called really. What that means is that you have a soft Velcro inner belt, and this outer belt, which is like the real belt, has some Velcro on the inside. So what you do is you put this outer belt over the inner belt, and it'll hold on just as hard. Now, why would you want two belts on one instead of just putting on your belt and keep it moving? Because this makes your life so much more convenient. As you can see right now on this belt, I have 3 pouches and my pistol holster, and I don't have to take them off in order to take off my belt. Because a lot of times when you're putting on your belt, you have the loops that get in the way, and if you take off your belt, you're gonna have to take off all of these pouches and put them all back on every single time you go to play. This belt cost me $30-some in AliExpress, when it usually costs more around $80 to $150. So always remember to check the different markets and see where you can get your best prices. So let's talk about what's on the belt itself. I have a quick mag pouch for my M4. The belt is the fastest place where you can reload from, so always have a pouch on your belt, because that is going to be a lot more intuitive than pulling a magazine out from your actual play carrier. Behind that, I have an admin pouch. Now this pouch actually came with my vest, but I'll talk about that a little bit later when I get onto the vest. And here it's kind of a miscellaneous bag. Right here I always keep hand sanitizer to keep all my things clean. I keep a small container of just hand soap because this works great as anti-fog for your goggles. And I keep usually my keys, sometimes my phone, pistol magazines in this pouch, and I absolutely love to have it on my belt. So on the right hand side, I have a M4 taco pouch. Now this is kind of, again, multi-purpose, just like a little separate extra pocket that doesn't really get in the way. And lastly, I have my holster. So this holster is a Blackhawk holster that I have for my P229. Fits perfectly, and this holster cost me like 20 bucks, 18, 20 bucks or something like that. For the money, is super good. So next up, I have my gloves. So these are just some regular mechanics gloves. I'm actually a little bit guilty of not using gloves as much as I should, but lately I've been using them more and more because I've been shot in the knuckles a lot of times, and it is not fun in the slightest. And also, it protects your hands from the sun. If you're crawling on the ground or you slip and fall or something, it's a lot safer to have these on and not, you know, just get splinters or like broken glass in your hands. This is probably the part that everybody is the most excited about, and this is the actual plate carrier. So the plate carrier that I have is a Yakita branded plate carrier that I got off of Amazon. It was actually a gift from my dad, and this plate carrier costs like $36, something like that. It was absolutely insane, super cheap. Plus, not only did it come with just the vest, it also came with these 3 mag pouches up on the front. It came with 2 extra Taco M4 pouches and the admin pouch that I showed you that I put on my belt. And it came with this modular pouch as well, which has like 2 sleeves, the little Velcro spot for your patches, and a pistol magazine holder. All of these pouches are completely removable, and the entire vest is covered in MOLLE loops, so you can put any type of pouch that you want on it if you have some specific pouches. The only downside that I have with this vest is that it is very, very big. So what I ended up doing is taking both of those flaps and just folding them on each other, and then just bolted the buckles as tight as I possibly could. Also, it's pretty long, so I had to just take these upper vest straps and kind of just put them farther than they should be. So it fits great now, it fits exactly as it should, and it doesn't get in the way while I'm playing. But you know, I'm not supposed to have to do these things. Again, for $30 and all of the pouches and stuff, I think it is a great vest. And I'm probably gonna get another like camo one eventually for this one. But for now, it just serves a purpose. So on my vest, I usually carry 3 magazines on the front, a pistol magazine up here, or maybe a speed loader, and I also always carry a real knife. Now, no, this isn't for melee kills to save BBs. This is to like rock out some jam BBs that you have inside of your guns, cutting some vines. Knives are super, super useful tools. Obviously, be careful with them. Again, this is a tool, but it is a very deadly one at that. I always carry one with me right here on the top pouch. Super useful. I suggest that everybody carry one as well. So moving on from the vest, I have my SPF proof neck gaiter, which I use to protect my neck from the sun. And aside from that, if you have a like metal mesh face mask like the one that I do, this reduces friction on your skin and it just feels a little bit more comfortable altogether. So let's talk about one of the most important things, and that is your headgear. So this is my headgear. I'm just going to put it on real quick so you can see how it looks. My voice sounds a little bit muffled because I have a lot of layers. This is basically what it looks like aside from the goggles. Of course, I'm not wearing my goggles right now. And it just gives you full like 360 protection, and I don't regret a bit the setup that I have going right now. So let me just go through the setup one by one and show you guys a little bit on what I did and why I did it. So starting by the metal mesh face mask, I just had a standard like strap over the head metal mesh face mask. But once I got this helmet, I just put the clips here so that you can attach it directly to the helmet, so I don't have to be like working on layers and stuff. It's kind of just a one-piece thing. If you don't want to have the face mask on, you don't have to take off the whole thing. Just release one strap and it just hangs on the side out of your way. So now we have the most important piece of equipment out of this entire video, which is your eye protection. Now these goggles that I'm wearing are the Pyramex i4 Slims. But if I'm being honest, I'm kind of looking for different alternatives for multiple reasons. These goggles have fogged up on me very, very strong, to the point where all I'm seeing is figures. And another reason is that with my helmet, when I put on the goggles, they have to go underneath. And the problem with that is that this rear like head support gets in the way of this like bottom band clip. Personally, I'm looking for some other one. Do not ever go to play airsoft without eye protection, because one day of fun is not worth risking your eyesight for the rest of your life. So next up is the helmet, and this helmet I actually bought used from somebody for like 20 bucks. He actually watched my videos. He was like, "You're that guy from the videos, right? Oh, yeah, take it, 20 bucks. I'm like, "Oh, thanks, man." I do not regret getting it one bit, because straight after I got it, I've been shot in the head so many times. So helmet is super good to get. Not completely priority. You can wear hats, beanies, or something, because helmets can tend to be expensive, but they are good to have. So this is the GoPro protective case that I use so that it doesn't get shot out. And I just put it on here because I don't have an NVG mount. Like, a better mount is the ones that come right here on the front. It's a lot closer to your eye level. This one is a lot higher, but you know, you work with what you have. I have this, and then I just run a charging cable through the holes on the helmet, and I put it on this back like little pouch here. This is actually an M4 magazine taco pouch, but I just strapped it on there and put some portable chargers in here, and that just lets me charge the GoPro as I go along, so that my GoPro just does not run out of battery on field. So this is super useful. Life hack: you don't need to buy an expensive like battery pouch or whatever. You can just get an M4 taco pouch and just strap it on the back, and it works just fine. So that's basically it for my personal loadout right now. To some people this might be overwhelming and like so much, and it's like, oh my god, you look like you're dressing up for World War III. To some people they're like,
ah, this is nothing. Like, I've seen people with so much more and so many more expensive equipment or something.
This is what I'm running, alright? And if I'm being honest, this is basically all that I need. Of course, I do have a handful of things that I could think like, oh, I could have this, I could have that, but I don't necessarily need them. Now this is where I was talking about, to some people this is detrimental, and to some people this is completely ignorable, because it depends on what you're doing. If you're just playing with some buddies and you're keeping it short, maybe you don't need this entire setup. Maybe all you need is just a hoodie and some jeans and you're good. To some people, maybe they're playing milsim, and this is something that you know what you're gonna play later, then little by little you can start buying these things. You don't need to buy this entire setup all at once and be like, oh bam, I just spent $1,000 on a setup. You don't need to do that. So don't stress, don't fret it. This isn't something that if you don't have the equipment, you're not one of the cool kids and you're gonna get made fun of. Nobody's gonna do that. And if they do, they're complete jerks, and you should not be hanging out with those people to begin with. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps out the channel. And hopefully in the future, I'll keep getting more equipment and I can make some more videos kind of expanding on this same topic. So I hope this video helped you guys understand a little bit more and maybe helped you choose what is the next piece of equipment you want to get. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day and stay sharp.